What's going on, all you sports and gambling fans out there? Today, I'm talking some NFL. And in this case, it's about the 5 AFC teams most affected by no playoff expansion. Let's start with the Buffalo Bills. There's really no order in this. I'm just going to start picking them out random. All right, the Buffalo Bills finished 9-7 last season, its first winning record since 2004. But the NFL's longest playoff drought continued. Despite that success, Coach Doug Marrone isn't back. But that was mostly his own decision to leave, as the team wasn't going to fire him. Now, Marrone gambled on himself with an opt-out clause and lost because he didn't get another head coaching job. Frankly, the Bills, and I say this with all the heavy heart that I can, upgraded at the coach with Rex Ryan. Now, they should have a way better defense again in this season. And the main question is going to be, who's going to step up as a quarterback? They have Matt Castle that is going to battle against E.J. Manuel for that starting job. Unless a mystery man emerges, but I highly doubt that, unless if Vic might get that call. Anyways, current AFC title odds for these guys are at plus 2,500. Next up on the list, we have the Miami Dolphins. Now, the Fins finished 8-8 for the second straight season in 2014. Also totally choking down the stretch for the second year in a row when the team's playoff fate was practically in their own hands. Yet Joe Philbin is still the team's head coach and got a nice extension through 2016. The Fins are in the same boat as Buffalo, as they are pretty much blocked from winning the AFC East because the Patriots aren't going to go anywhere as long as Tom Brady is healthy. Thus, it's a wild card bust for them. Miami does appear to be one of the biggest winners of the free agency in signing former Lion Ndamukong Suh. Now, the Dolphins also stole away tight end Cameron Jordan from the Cleveland Browns. Their current AFC title odds are at plus 1,800. Next up on the list, we have the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Bengals are on the list because it's almost certain that Pittsburgh will repeat as an AFC North champion. Cincinnati finished 10-5-1 last year and earned the top AFC wildcard spot, the franchise's record 4th straight season in the playoffs. And for the 4th year in a row, the Bengals flopped in the wildcard game. Yet coach Marvin Lewis kept his job. The Bengals focused on defense in free agency, adding linebacker A.J. Hawk from the Green Bay Packers and defensive end Michael Johnson, the former Bengal from Tampa Bay, and right now he's back. So I guess the only thing that I could say about this one, it's pretty much on Andy Dalton. And if he doesn't choke again, then they might make it a little bit further. Their current AFC title odds are at plus 1,800. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens. And Baltimore is in the same boat as Cincinnati, as it's expected that the Steelers will win the AFC North. And thus the wild card route is the only way for the playoffs for the Ravens. Now, that's where they were last year, finishing 10-6 in the regular season before upsetting the Steelers in Pittsburgh in that wild card round and nearly shocking the Patriots in New England in the divisional round. No AFC North team has lost more talent with this offseason, with defensive tackle Haloti Ngata traded to Detroit, linebacker Pernell McPhee signing with Chicago, and receiver Torrey Smith heading to San Francisco. And why not? Let's throw in Owen Daniels into that list. He signed with Denver, but he's not that much of a factor. Anyways, their AFC title odds are at plus 1,500. And last, and I don't know if certainly least or not, but we have the Kansas City Chiefs in this case. Now, Kansas City is on this list over San Diego among the AFC West teams, assuming that Denver wins the division again, and thus leaves only a wild card spot for the route to the playoffs. No AFC teams were added to this list because the Colts are going to win that division, and Houston doesn't seem ready to compete for a wild card spot quite yet. Now, while the Chargers lost their top running back in Ryan Matthews, the Chiefs were able to keep NFL sack leader Justin Houston in town with that franchise tag. And they upgraded massively at receiver by cutting Dwayne Bowe and signing former Philadelphia Eagle Jeremy Maclin. Boneheaded move from the Eagles there, but hey, that's what it's all about in the game. Now, current odds for the AFC title for this team is at plus 1,800. All right, that's about it for this segment. I will be back with more NFL news and odds very soon. Till then, for SBR Picks, this is Dax Floyd.